the continuity to this one is going to be interesting. Oh.
We both looked a little washed out.
Oh.
Yeah, because that was your fear, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lighting was scathing in the prior iteration of this project here. You did ask me if I wanted to start over. This is funnier from a continuity perspective and an us perspective, because we're just hopping right in, and I don't even know where we left off. And I don't think it matters.
I know where I left off.
Uh-oh.
And I was panicking because I was just like, it's just me now. I don't know what else to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I was like blabbering on something.
Flashback.
We're going in quickly. This is our quickest setup, I think, that we've had.
Yeah, I've been getting better at it.
Yeah, yeah. I know how to turn the lights on, and I know if we're recording because red lights. And now we have a monitor that says that we're recording.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi. Who am I? I'm Danny. Who are you?
I'm Cindy.
I am a project manager here at Moose Roofing. This is the MooseCast episode. Hang on. Don't tell me. This is definitely, this is number 6, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so good. I'm so good. This week has been, and these past few weeks have been a bit of a blur, probably for both of us here,
Yeah.
but for different reasons. We've had the wind event here recently that has had me and every other project manager and everybody within production out on these roofs, patching, assessing, dealing with insurance claims, things like that, one right after the other. And I do know our lovely, I don't know, is he like an operations coordinator? Ryan, what's his name? I know what's his name. What is
Ryan
his,
McCoy.
No, I know his name, but I'm talking about like Ryan McCoy. What is his position though?
I think he's a system analyst.
System analyst.
Yeah.
So our Amy, our lovely front desk lady, admin, has had to go on a hiatus because somebody just had to go like get married, like her daughter or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Something like that.
something like that. And she was normally the one that would intake a lot of these calls and assign them as, you know, appointments and whatnot. So my boss, Randy, and then Ryan have had to take over for her. And
I hear it's quite an
he's
adventure
having a
for them.
really, really awesome time.
Poor thing. Thing.
He's having a really awesome time right now. He does look cute in his headset whenever he's taking the calls.
It's funny because he walks around so serious with it.
Oh yeah.
It kind of gives me like Britney Spears kind of vibes, you know, when she has her headset.
How was I supposed to know?
You know?
The small like wire one that
Yeah,
comes
it's
right.
just like
yes.
right here.
That's exactly what we need for him. But he's got more of it's a high tech deal,
Right.
and he does walk around very business-like, very serious.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever he delivers his good jokes, he does deliver them in that same dry manner, and I
Yeah.
appreciate that. But bless him.
Mm-hmm.
But Amy, we miss you, especially Ryan at this point.
Yeah.
But the reason why we've been getting all these calls is because of all these wind events, and or really just one big wind event, but all these appointments and whatnot are being booked because of that, because people got blow-offs. We talked about the wind prior, but we didn't quite get all of these calls the last time we did a recording. We came in today not even really knowing if we were going to be able to do this episode because of everything going on, but we're making time for this, for us and for you especially, so feel special. We wanted to get a little bit into, hey, what is a project manager? Now once again, this is not my idea, this is Cindy's idea, because I looked at this and I'm like, yeah, whatever, we'll go with it. But now that I'm reading this out loud, I'm like, oh yeah, what does it take to become what I do? You know?
Yeah.
It
I mean,
seems kinda weird.
I've shadowed you too, so you know what does it take?
So flip the script. What do you think it takes?
I think it takes a lot of training,
Okay.
a lot of studying,
Okay.
a lot of like communication, I would say too, like how you would communicate with the customer or
Mhm.
homeowner.
Mhm.
Apologize. And like just knowing your stuff, right? Because I like listened in on your guys' like trainings before,
Mhm.
and it's a lot of information.
Right, right. And there's a lot to a roof assembly that you don't realize. And it will take a while to really get trained up on what that is and what that looks like and how to properly install and what a proper installation even looks like at the end of the day. So, yeah, qualifications wise, oh man, I would say you have to be a bit of a people person because you're going to be dealing with homeowners and you're going to be dealing with their pride and joy, which is their biggest investment that they're probably going to make in their whole life, which is their home. So, if you're the person coordinating someone doing major surgery on your biggest investment in your life, you kind of want somebody who cares a little bit and knows a little bit of their stuff. So I think you're spot on in terms of the studying and everything. But from the training aspect here, that can be all over the board. If I'm going to try not to disparage any companies here, but whenever I had worked for a prior roofing company and insert name here, it was about an eighth of the training that I have gotten here.
Wow.
About an eighth of that. So, and that is kind of scary to me as I mean, well, it's scary to me if I were a homeowner that was going to trust somebody going up on my roof assessing what is damaged and then of course needs to be taken care of from there. So you really do want an expert up there to not only be able to assess everything but know how it all goes together and why, and be able to explain it to you at the end of the day. As boring as that may be in the grand scheme here, I would say it's good to know at least the overarching makeup of what's on top of your roof and above your head at all times, and having someone being able to deduce that and what needs to be fixed is so huge. And I don't want to keep going in circles about that, but I would say from a training aspect, oh gosh, you're going to be doing a lot of studying, as you said, and we actually have a classroom here for us. And then from there, a lot of on the job training, shadowing, like you did with me that day. You ask plenty of questions as to, hey, why are you measuring that? And then what is the significance of these little things that you would have never realized? But either way, now, when it comes to implementing what you've learned, and I know I'm giving a very, very bird's eye view of this whole thing, because the last thing I want to do is get a little too inside baseball and bore people about roof assemblies and things like that. But I would say, implementing what you've learned is a very delicate process, because you're as I said, dealing with someone's pride and joy, their biggest investment that they're probably going to make in their life, and then having to explain, okay, this is messed up and this is why it's going to take X amount of dollars to fix that issue. So it's a delicate balance of knowing your stuff and making sure you've got really good communication skills to get that across, because if you start getting really technical with people and start using jargon within the roofing world, you've got to really dumb it down and make sure that at the end of the day you can John Madden this. Now here's a guy that when he runs he goes faster, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So either way, is it okay?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I have to take this call. I'll be back.
Can you get out?
I don't think I can get out.
You could move that lamp, yeah. There you go. Well, I've been left alone. Oh my gosh, gosh, this brings me back to when I was trying to do the podcast by myself. It's scary. But you're seeing project manager Danny in action. He gets a call and he has to take it, because who knows what it could be. Anyways, how's everyone's weekend? Well, I guess if this is going to be posted Friday, do you guys have plans for the weekend? If so, please put it in the comments down below. We'd love to know. I just rhymed. I'm not kidding when I say, like, all these cameras look like giant eyeballs staring at you. No.
Well, I mean, that's podcasting, though, right?
It is. I have to get better at it.
No, I just got to be you.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, people that I know that have watched this have been like, she's kind of coming into her own right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I mean, I still have a lot to learn, honestly, in myself. Like being a little more open, if that's the right word to say.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm in a bubble.
You're
and
not.
I need to just like.
I don't think you
myself.
are. I don't.
No.
Because
Really?
yeah, because everybody that I've spoken with so far is like, yeah, she's from the first episode that you were on, you've opened up incrementally, and already like this is your thing.
That's the
this
goal.
is your thing.
Yeah, I guess this is my thing.
You're a natty. You're a natural. That being said, hi, welcome back to MooseCast episode. Don't help me. This is 6.5.
Oh, I
How
like
about that?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So 6.5. I once again from the prior intro that we did. I'm still Danny, believe it or not. And you, who are you?
I'm still Cindy.
Beautiful. Project manager, social media guru / producer extraordinaire on Miss Cindy's side of things here. And we were talking about, hey, what does it take? Who do you need to be and what do you need to know to do what I do? Which I think we got into the training side of things and what qualifications you would need. But overall, one thing that it hit me today, because I went on a roof today as well, and it is a good thing to be able to really look at a structure for what it is and identify the pain points, if that makes sense. Yeah, like where, because I've had to go into antics and whatnot and really kind of determining where these things are happening, whether it be a leak, whether it be a blow off, whether it be whatever, you have to kind of look at it like a crime scene. Mm-hmm. And that aspect I really like about this position, and everybody else who's doing the job that I'm doing here as well do. But that was one thing that I just thought of today. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of like a CSI kind of thing. I'm going in kind of determining.
I like that analogy though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good analogy.
But I don't really know exactly where we left off, but I'm done talking about me because I'm boring. What would it take for someone in your position to do what you do?
Oh, I think it can go many ways.
Yeah.
I went to school for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, little backstory. I went to UNL to study architecture. Found out, not really for me, and so I left.
And here you are.
And I went to UNK. I went to UNK and I started off doing multimedia and then switched over to communications, journalism and communications. So I kind of dabbled in a lot of like photography, videography, multimedia.
Right.
All the visual arts
Mm-hmm.
that involve communications in the journalism field. And so, yeah, I actually grew up loving like art. And back in elementary school, I was always taken out of like my class
Mm-hmm.
to work on like these side projects
Mhm.
in the library.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Like that and just skipping class. I mean, it was with the permission of the teacher, of course. But
Oh, yeah, I wasn't that good.
yeah, and I ended up doing a project that went on to like be part of a competition, and we won a trophy for the school.
There we go.
Yeah, it was called the Digis Award in Nebraska.
Okay.
So we went to Lincoln, kind of presented our presentation, and I remember exactly what it was on. It was on Sandhill Cranes.
Sandhill Cranes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went out, took pictures. I did like a little drawing of it. I also did like the sound
Okay.
of the crane. So we all put that into like a presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we got like little medals, and it was so much fun.
And you said this is high school?
Elementary.
Elementary.
Yeah. It was in the 4th grade.
Well, I can tell from the production value on this whole thing we're doing now. Big time.
Yeah.
You're good at what you do, and I think everybody appreciates you being on here. I'm done
Thank
stroking
you.
your ego now, I promise. But you have a question on our layout here that I feel is, I think it would be better asked towards you.
Right.
What makes Moose Roofing different from other companies? What do you think, being here as long as you've been?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to reach my 6 months now in September, which is honestly crazy because like time flies. And
Makes you feel old.
yeah. And compared to other places I worked at, I mean, I technically started my career at Creighton, and such a great workplace. The people there are amazing and very supportive. So I was like their communications coordinator. So it was very much like communications within like amongst the students.
Right.
So you have like your external communications and internal communications.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think of external, it's like more of the marketing aspect of like trying to get prospective students to come to Creighton. And I just was basically relaying messages amongst the student body of anything happening there. And so I did a lot of graphic design, photography, videography,
It's
all that.
a lot of things on your
shebang.
plate.
Yeah, it was a lot, but I actually overlooked students that helped out these different departments at the school, and we were just able to collaborate and do all these fun projects. So a big school like that compared to Moose is like definitely a big jump because Moose is a small company, local.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to see companies grow, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So I'm here like helping build the media department alongside of with everyone else that's involved in the creative side of Moose. And yeah, it's just like fun to see how we're growing.
Yeah, we are. I mean, and I think every company always should be a work in progress because you really got to adapt, especially in this space. You got to really adapt to survive. And personally, I just like the fact that there's no HR department.
That's awesome.
But that being said, yeah, I think that's a good answer because whenever it comes to, because I had been with a prior roofing company, and then of course I've been in the corporate world prior to coming to Moose as well, and yeah, you just have a good freedom here to, as you said, be yourself. You're now doing it on camera. You never thought you were going to be doing that, did you?
Never.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
actually, it's funny because I was gonna help Creighton build a podcast there, and I was so excited. I was like, yes, I would love to be part of it, not in front of like the camera or be on the on air, but more of the behind the scenes
Producer.
So now the tables have turned.
Yeehaw! Now
coming
you're
into
both.
Moose Roofing, and yeah, here I am, and I'm very happy.
Good. We're happy to have you. And whenever it comes to like Moose Roofing being such a different like environment, especially for me too, because like coming from the corporate world and everything, yeah, I joke about the HR department, but yeah, we have a real family dynamic here, I feel, which is,
I agree.
what companies will claim they have, but it's not this. It's definitely not this.
And it's, like I said in the interview, I just found Moose Roofing to be so like different from other sort of like contracting companies
Mhm.
because they are investing in the media
Yes.
world, and that's just something you don't see
Right.
in other places.
Right.
Like I even prior to working at Moose Roofing, I would go out and talk to these small businesses, email them, like send messages out, and like, hey, if you need help, you know, I do this and I do that, can help with your social media or any sort of communications that they might need, and they're like, no, we got it, you know. And it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of investment to build your social media presence.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't have to be online, but also like in the real world
Right.
when
yeah.
it comes to marketing.
Spe-
And
to interject,
yeah,
our views.
yes.
Speaking of building on that, so we've gotten up to what? We haven't cracked the 100 mark yet, have we, on YouTube? Or
Like views
for the top viewed video.
Oh, well, are we looking at it like our podcast only or like our YouTube overall?
Oh, I'm only worried about the podcast.
Oh, yeah, we passed well over 100.
Really?
On our second episode.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
our other episodes are getting up there too.
All right, we'll take it. We'll
Yeah.
take it. That means there's more than just Moose people watching, which thank you, by the way.
Yeah, the power of sharing.
The power of sharing. But yeah, you're right. In terms of the way Moose is investing into the media side of things, it's a lot different. And the way that we're going about it is awesome too,
Yeah.
I think.
And
And you're the driving force behind that. So
Oh, no.
here we go, stroking your ego again.
Oh, no.
You are. You don't even say no. You are the driving force
I
behind this.
consider it a team effort.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, like Wyatt, Iris, Carlos, like we all are, you know, doing our best to kind of build it.
For sure, yes. Shout out to all three of them as well,
Yeah.
alongside you. Yeah, to loop back around, what is making Moose Roofing different from the other companies? I just have to say the environment and how we're adapting to the industry. I think that's so huge because you have a lot of these companies that have this planned obsolescence. Ooh, what a word. Planned obsolescence, where they're just kind of sticking to the same old way, and they are going to be, I mean, put it this way. I think there's over 400 registered roofing companies within Omaha. I pulled that number off the top of my head, by the way. But I will say the average lifespan of especially a roofing company in the greater Omaha area is like maybe 2 to 5 years.
Wow. For a long time.
Exactly. Been here since 1997, baby. So, and we ain't going nowhere. Either way. Since we had a bit of a chunk up front, what are you smiling about?
I love the continuity of this.
It's so awesome. We're jumping all around. So just take our hand. It's going to be a weird and bumpy ride. And then from there, once again, we had the chunk up front from the original time. Now I think it might be time for a break, believe it or not, even though it only says, 13 minutes up there. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do a break with the ad, which I think we need to redo that. You think?
Yeah. Did you want to do that today? I mean, you
Sure.
did amazing that first time. Like, it was like, I just told you, hey, do an ad. And you just, like, spit out, like, the most amazing voiceover for an ad.
I don't know about that, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to top it today.
We'll
are we doing
think about it.
How are we doing it? Do I just do it now?
I mean, yeah.
How did we do it before? Did we just
It was like
stop
right
the
after-
recording or
no,
right
it was
after?
right after the.
We'll do it right after then.
Okay,
We'll do it
okay.
today. But we'll take a break. We'll be back. This is going to be an ad for, I think, who's sponsoring us today? Kraft Mac and Cheese.
Oh.
This podcast is brought to you by Moose Roofing. It is a Moose Roofing podcast, so this is kind of a no-brainer. But if you need your roof checked out, if you got spots on the ceiling, if you have a recent hailstorm, if you have a recent windstorm, if you have a leak anywhere in any way, shape, form, or fashion, please call an expert, preferably Moose Roofing. Smooches love you. Bye.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm always looking at our screen here
I think I've been doing it as well.
just to make sure that we are in focus and we are.
And we are focused.
And we are focused. Yes. So
Um,
I'm not ignoring you. I'm just making sure
Don't listen to her. She's ignoring
we
it.
do good.
We ended up having a moose soup, which is what we call our employee/family events amongst us here here recently. And I take it you wanted to talk about that, didn't you?
Yeah, just do like a little recap of what happened. It was hot for sure. Like I walked outside and I'm just like, man.
And that is the thing here that is miraculous. So, originally from Tennessee, it gets brutally humid there too.
Yeah.
Here, like if it's 90 outside, it's 105 outside. Walnut Park. What was the name of the park we went to?
Walnut Grove.
Walnut Grove. We went out to Walnut Grove and then sweat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway, now it wasn't a miserable time, but it was super hot. We had a good time though.
Well, this recent one that we did, it was also super hot. But it was like maybe 80, 85. And it felt like
Oh,
90.
Okay. So I was barely here for that because I was busy that day. But you're talking about the parking lot thing. Yes.
You were there still, though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I had a brat and had to go work. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we grilled out. I like it when we do it at the office. Personally,
do?
I do. Yeah.
I like it either way.
Really?
Yeah.
Go out to like a Dave and Buster's sometime or something.
I vouched for bowling.
What's that other place? I would go bowling. New place.
Spare time?
No, it's like it's an adult game place where they also have bar there. Smash Park? Is that what it's called?
Oh, is it just for adults?
I don't know if it's just for adults or not, but
Oh.
I see adults there drinking and like playing
Cool.
bags, cornhole. We can try it. I don't
Yeah.
know. I've never been there, so.
We'll definitely have to vouch for it. I said bowling because I want to see how good everyone is at bowling.
Are you like a secret bowler?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just very observant.
So you're not gonna play. You're just gonna watch.
Well, I'll play,
Okay.
but I'm just going to be like,
So you're gonna judge people.
well, if we ever have like a bowling team.
You know we've talked about that, right?
Yeah. Did you?
We've talked about that.
That's exciting.
So in the off season, or this past winter, before all the attic craziness happened, which we'll get to this winter, we had the idea for a bowling team with a very inappropriate name.
Oh, man.
Yeah, a very inappropriate name that we didn't go with, by the way. But we're gonna have really awful, obnoxiously ugly bowling uniforms, probably short shorts.
Is it kind of like the golf pants?
Yes, but we were gonna do shorter shorts.
Oh.
Yes, with
Okay.
button up the whole thing with I don't know, some cheesy nicknames like on the
That
pocket
sounds
or
so
whatever.
fun.
Yes, so we've thought about it. I actually got to the point where I was looking up leagues for us to join. The only thing is, when you join a league, it is months. Like you're in it for like 4 months minimum a lot of times.
Well, I looked at some and they were like a couple weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you send that to me, and because of course the one person that is really into that is Randy. So yeah,
Oh.
he wants to have some like softball or something
Oh
going
my
on like
gosh,
that.
I've been trying to vouch for a softball team, but it's in the summer, which is where like our busiest
Yeah, it's gonna
time
be hard for
is.
us to get that in.
So it's hard because I would want to get back into like using my softball bats and gloves and everything.
Yeah.
Because I loved playing it growing up. So yeah,
We should find like a mixed team
Hopefully-
at some point. Anyway,
maybe
so
like some sort of team.
we'll have some embarrassing photos to come of our off-season sporting adventures at this point. We'll have a tournament bracket or something going here. But we did have, like I said, a moose soup that went off without a hitch, just kind of between, the Moose fam here. Had a little bit of a grill out. Trey Shutkowski was the grill master that
Oh
day.
man, he
Yeah.
was.
He was getting
yeah.
after it. And it was a
Yeah.
hot day slaving over that grill, too.
Yeah, I think he said that the grill was like spitting out some sort of like hot air at him.
Oh,
and
yeah?
it's like because it was so hot.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
imagine.
poor guy.
Yeah. Now, on to the important stuff. What did you think of the finale of House of the Dragon? Season 2.
I was disappointed.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Okay.
I think it built up halfway through, I was like, okay, we're getting something.
Mhm.
Especially with the fight that happened. I don't remember where Princess Rhaenys did not make it. And I was like, okay, we're
People are
getting
dying.
somewhere.
This is Game of
Yep,
Thrones. Yeah.
Yep. And then it just like slowly went downhill. It was like more like, I don't know. The way I see it, it was a lot of just talking and, oh, we're going to do this, And then you're like waiting for it.
Like winter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's coming, I guess.
Yeah.
It took a long ass time to get there, though.
It did. It did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure season 3 is going to hopefully be more.
I'm thinking it's going to be a third act
eventful.
kind of situation.
Yeah.
Have they confirmed how many seasons?
I think season 3 might be the final season.
Okay. Yeah.
Season 3 or 4.
Gotcha.
But I don't know. I feel like 4 is a stretch.
Really?
Yeah.
I think 4 would be a stretch. I think if this is I think a spinoff shouldn't go any longer than, I think 3 seasons is max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel the same way. I think it was lackluster, and I need more people to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
It has to satisfy, me getting attached to somebody so they can kill them off. It hasn't happened yet.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Good deal. So
I mean, I know who was I talking to? I can't remember who, but it was just funny the entire season, almost the entire season, how, there's like the Targaryens, Valerians, and the High Towers were just like, they were at it. We're going to do this war. And then Daemon is out just confronting his own demons, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That man was just like, I don't know where he was at.
In his own brain elsewhere.
Fighting his own demons.
Uh-huh.
Confronting young Rhaenyra, possibly his mom. I'm pretty sure that was his mom, right? That was a weird one.
That was a weird one. Yeah.
And Daenerys. When he had that hallucination of her sitting in, like, when she had her dragons, when they were just born.
Yeah.
So apparently, I'm pretty sure that was...
You paid more
Daenerys.
attention than I did.
Maybe I'm reading too far into this.
Might be a little
And that is a high chance. That's what's going on right now.
But there is they're doing another spinoff. They're squeezing everything they can out of it before old George Railroad Martin writes the final book, whenever that's going to be. So
I read a post saying, like, they asked him, like, what do you want for the show? And he's like, I just want to finish the books. I think he said something along those lines.
I just want more money. That's what I would have said.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, the new show, apparently, allegedly, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I hear it has been another spin-off to the Game of Thrones. And this happens 100 years before the Game of Thrones happens.
How far early is... Oh, I guess let me reword that.
Yeah.
When does the House of the Dragon take place?
I believe it's like 200.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then this one's 100.
100.
So it's like right in the middle.
Okay. Kind of like a Star Wars thing going on. But that I would still be into. I'll give it a shot. Because like I said, I went into House of the Dragon season 1. I'm like, oh God, here comes the spinoff. I was very surprised. Pleasantly so.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved season 1.
And then I did hear that, hearsay, old George Railroad Martin is talking about an Elden Ring show or movie as well, because he helped write the overworld for that. So that I would be super interested in. Anyway, enough about my nerd stuff here. But really, we're at, let's see here. Let's time this out with our awesome continuity, which is so funny, by the way, because you had a different hairstyle. I had more hair. I think I've shaved since then.
I thought you looked a little different.
Yeah,
today.
we're gonna go through a character arc for both of us in this episode here. So we had a good 15-20 minutes on the first part that botched. We're keeping that, by the way. Then we're going to very clumsily go into this one, which we had for the first part like 15 minutes, and we're at 13 now. So you say that these people like long form stuff.
They do.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
I'm assuming they just like us in the background of them, with them just like doing chores around
Right,
the house.
right.
Which honestly, I do the same thing.
I would
But
do the same thing.
I
yes.
still pay attention, like if something happens, I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
just stops in the middle, like folding.
So do you? Well, because I don't have Spotify. Are we
Yeah.
doing numbers there too?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know like how many listens are?
2.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Yeah.
So speaking of Spotify, are we getting out of here? Are we doing this? Are we outroing?
Mm-hmm.
You think this is a good spot to
I
just
think so.
cut it? All right. So
Yeah.
you want to outro or you want me to outro?
You can outro. I need to get better at it.
Practice makes perfect.
You're right.
Anyway, this has been episode 6 and 6.5 of Les MooseCast. I've been Danny. She's been Cindy. We're still going to be these people the next time you see us, hopefully. But the continuity of this episode, who knows where this is going to take us. I could be completely shaven next time you see me. That's never going to happen. Either way.
Actually, not to stop you, but didn't we talk about
Doing a no shave November kind of
yeah,
deal.
sort of, but like earlier in like maybe September, maybe October.
So for me to get rid of this, right?
Right.
We're going to need a pay raise.
I don't know if I can make that happen.
I think if anybody can, it's you. I think if
Really?
you walk into Pat Moose's
well,
office and you go,
technically, it wasn't my idea.
you can still own it though.
Well, we'll think about it. Mm-hmm.
Shaven face or not, we'll be back at some point. Thanks for sticking around through this weird and bumpy ride, which is my favorite. This might be the best episode yet. Who knows? You'll be the decision maker on that one here. Like it, subscribe it, go to YouTube, watch it, listen to it, creep on us on Spotify, like some stuff on Facebook, laugh at us on Instagram. Also do the TikTok thing. Are we there yet?
No, I'm still trying to figure out the whole like Moose Roofing username.
Oh.
Because since we already had one and we haven't used it in a long time, I guess it deactivated.
Oh,
But we
gotcha.
can't figure out which login we used.
Okay.
And for some reason, if I try to make like a new account, I can't use the Moose Roofing
Really? Okay.
username. So I have to come up with like something
Okay.
to work around it. But anyways, coming soon.
Coming
I
soon on
promise,
TikTok.
I promise.
Absolutely.
We'll
She's
make-
promising. Hold her to that.
We'll make an announcement soon.
But once again, Facebook, Insta, future TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. My outros are getting worse as we go along, so you might actually get better as we go. Do all the liking, do all the subscribing, look at us, listen to us, go to Spotify, give us more listens there as well. But at this point, episode 7, are we going to eat Chinese food, you think?
Hopefully.
That's the plan. But
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. If we do it, it'll just be a last minute thing, and we'll just eat Chinese food for you as an hour thing, and just have a smorgasbord here. But that being said,
I mean, it shouldn't be like any surprise if it was last minute. Because knowing us, we're just gonna see the food and we're just gonna be like, all right.
yeah. Let's take it into the podcast room and just
Yeah,
eat it in
let's
front of
just eat
people.
it. Yeah.
Fine by me. Either way, once again, for the last time, like, share, subscribe. Look at us, listen to us, share us everywhere that you can. Spread the word. But I've been Danny,
And I've been Cindy.
and this has been MooseCast episode 6/6.5. Smooches, love ya always.